This is an exercise called the scrape the rack row. It's one of my favorite ways to actually do barbell rows. It's tended to kind of mimic how a Smith machine works, where the bar is actually going to run up and down some guided tracks and allows you to pull the bar in really tight and force the lats to do a lot of work. So what I've done is I just have the bar placed up against the power rack. I make sure I've got nothing that's going to obstruct it right in between here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up for my regular barbell row, but I'm placing myself in a position where I actually have to pull the bar in tight against the frame of the rack. So I'm creating some friction with the plates here against the rack, because one of the biggest functions of the lat is to depress the shoulder blade and then go into shoulder extension here. So that's what I'm trying to mimic with that. It's taking the upper traps and it's taking the upper back out of it, and I'm trying to dump the stress deliberately into the lats. So what I want to do is I want to place myself in a way where I have to actually use my arms to pull into the rack. If I get too far back, so if I line maybe like my toes up underneath the bar, when I go into the row, I can almost fall back into it, and it doesn't create that same effect. I'm sort of using my body weight falling backwards to keep the bar against the rack. I want to have to really, really pull with my arms to do that. So I've got the bar touching the rack, and now I'm setting up just like I would for a regular barbell row. I look down, the knots of my shoelaces are underneath the bar, just a regular stable shoulder width stance. And then I'm just going to grab a little bit outside my hips, and then I'm actively pulling that bar into the frame of the rack, even at the bottom. So when I row, I like to kind of pause the bar on the ground between reps, but that doesn't mean I lose that tension. So even though the bar is motionless, this never goes away between reps. So here's what we want it to look like. All right, so there you have it.